Hi, I'm Mr. Soriano. I'm Avery's dad, and I am an architect. Architects design buildings, and one of the things that I understand you guys are learning about how to build buildings where there maybe are earthquakes. And so I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about that today. On very complicated buildings, architects will sometimes work with specialized people called structural engineers. And structural engineers build and design, help to design all the things that keep a building safe and keep it from falling down. So we work very closely together to make sure that buildings stay safe and that they don't fall down. Structural engineers will build the structure of a building, and a structure of a building consists of a lot of different pieces and parts. For example, this is a big model, a computer model of a building, and it's just the structure. So when we zoom up on it, you can see some of the pieces and parts of the structure. The pieces that go up and down are called columns, and the pieces that you walk on are called floors. And this is an example of being inside the floor, so you might recognize some very familiar things. When you're walking in buildings, you might see columns that go up and down, and certainly you're going to notice the thing that you walk on. And so that's a very simple version of what a structural engineer would do. But occasionally we build buildings where there's a greater chance of having an earthquake, and those places are called seismic zones. Structural engineers have special techniques that they like to use when designing in seismic zones to keep buildings safe. A lot of people think that buildings will fall down in an earthquake just because the ground is shaking. And really what's happening is all of the shaking that's happening in the ground is being transferred up into the building, and the building starts to vibrate back and forth. So even when the ground stops, the building is still moving. So we're going to look at an example of how structural engineers sometimes try and use techniques to make sure the building doesn't shake so much. So if we zoom up on this video, structural engineers will use things called dampers, and dampers absorb the shock and the vibration of a building. So this is a model of a typical structure of a building. It's a very small version of a building. And you'll see that the building on the left is, or the model of the building on the left is a normal building. It doesn't have anything to help it withstand an earthquake. The building on the right has these diagonal hydraulic members called dampers, and those dampers help absorb some of the shock. So you'll see in this video that this white plate that these things are sitting on is simulating how the ground moves during an earthquake, and you'll see how much this building on the left moves in comparison to the building on the right just by using these dampers. So let's watch. So you could see that if you were on the top floor of that building, you'd be moving around a lot. And that's why buildings fall down, because they're made out of things that break very easily, and they don't necessarily bend and give to that vibration very well. So you'll see buildings fall down and instances that don't have those kind of things to help them stand up to earthquakes. So in the end, if you're interested in possibly being an architect, we have to learn a lot of things and pay attention to a lot of things in school. You have to pay attention in math and science, because those are very important in sort of the technical aspects of making and designing buildings. You also have to understand and pay attention in art class, because there's a lot of drawing, there's a lot of thinking creatively, and you also have to be able to read and write very well, because you have to communicate your designs to other people. So if you're interested, make sure you're paying attention in all those subjects. If you have any questions, let us know. Thanks.